Hey guys, welcome back. Just pinning my hair back, jumping right into this makeup look and going in with the Haley's Refine Primer. Just putting that in my T-zone. I have already prepped and primed my skin with the lotions and my setting spray, so just needing to go in with this pore filling primer, which I always do have to use, and then going straight in with this Estee Lauder foundation. This is the Double Wear Light. I do have two shades. I wasn't sure which one I would be. This is the lightest shade that I'm going to try out first. I did buy the two lightest shades, but there's a big jump in between shades. Like, it looks like 2 or 3 shades could have fit in between those two. So the second shade is actually pretty dark for me, so I'm just going in with the first shade to see if it's too light, and then I'll add to it if I needed to. Needed a little bit more, didn't go as far as I thought it would, and then going to pounce this in my skin. That is my Shop Miss A sponge, which was $1.88, and it is so good, you guys. I love Shop Miss A sponges. They are so soft and bouncy, and they don't soak up too much product. I'm trying to see here, it's a little bit pink toned for my skin, but we're going to make it work. It's not too light. So that's what I was worried about, if it was going to be. I cannot stand when there's a white cast on my face. So long as it's not too light, which it wasn't, we're going to make it work with some bronzer and blush and stuff. But it is like a half a shade too pink for my skin tone, but like I said, we're going to make it work. So just pouncing that in the skin, and at first it was kind of setting on top of my skin, I was noticing, but I wasn't sure if that was just sometimes the primer and the foundations, you just have to get them right together so they marry together, but not too bad. But it did give me light coverage. As you can see here, you can still see my hyperpigmentation, which I really don't like that showing through. I don't mind medium coverage, but it's pretty light. So we're going to see if we can build that up. And just on the places that I needed, I didn't put any more on my nose or my forehead or anything like that. I'm really just trying to cover up my hyperpigmentation. So, and it did a pretty good job. I got like medium coverage after this. I wouldn't even say high medium, just like low medium coverage. I don't mind these kind of foundations. I am used to more, so you can still see, but it's not as noticeable as it was. But I do like my full coverage foundations. So, and then hopping right in with the Dose of Colors, my favorite concealer, and that is in the shade 003 Fair. And I always do just put a little bit under my eyes, and I do have oily eyelids, so I do use it on top of my eyes as well. Go down the bridge of my nose. I'm just in the mood to highlight points of my face today, just because that foundation is not full coverage. And when going in with that same, you can see how bouncy that sponge is for $1.88, you guys. It's so amazing. But just pouncing that in. I usually don't do this like with my L'Oreal Pro Matte, because it is so full coverage that if I put more concealer on top, I'm going to look like I have baked a cake on my face, which I don't want. But as you can see, it looked beautiful on top of that foundation. And going in with the Real Techniques little purple brush here, and I'm going to set under my eyes, which I normally don't set with a brush, but I wanted a lighter coverage today under my eyes. I don't want it looking heavy, so just making sure to go back and forth motions, not just one way, because my fine lines, I really need to set this concealer. So just taking that same Shop Miss A sponge and setting the rest of my face with my Lancome setting powder, and then mixed it with the e.l.f. Halo Glow, which I always mix my setting powders, and going in with this Hard Candy eyeshadow palette here, which I did pick up at my local Walmart. I do not use that little eyeshadow sponge it comes with. I'm going in with my fluffy brush and the lightest shade, and I'm just going to dust this all over my eyelid. You guys, this palette literally is $1. $1. It is so good. I feel like I'm going to go back and buy every woman and girl in my family one of these little dollar palettes because it's so good. This eyeshadow palette is better than, I'm not going to say a name, but a $29 palette from Sephora. No joke. More pigment, no kickback. It's so smooth and buttery. You guys, it's $1 at Walmart. I just want to buy everybody in my family one. I know that sounds crazy, but it's so good. And just look at that pigment. And then I'm barely tapping my brush in there. Then we're going to go in with that pink shade. Same thing, like on the outer V of my eye. And then I am going to put it where we put the transition shade. But you guys, look at that pigment right there. For $1. And yes, it's hard candy, and hard candy does have quality eyeshadows, but they did not cut the quality just because this palette was $1. Like, it is that good. You can see the pigment coming off my brush, and I'm literally just tapping my brush in there. There's hardly any kickback whatsoever. And dipping back in that lightest shade just to make everything well blended, brushing through my brows. I do not have sparse brows, so I really don't ever do too much to them, just brush through them to get the powder off. Going in with my Milani Silk Matte Bronzer and my Real Techniques brush. I did get this off Walmart.com. Not going to bronze too much today, but I do want to put a little color back into my face. It does look a little bit one flat color. So just putting that in the hollows of my cheeks, giving my face back some warmth. And I do love this bronzer. It's not too warm. It's not too cool tone. It doesn't look muddy. It just looks like you have a little bit of color on your face, which I absolutely love. And it does smell like coconuts, but it's very lightly scented, so you don't smell it after you put it on. So just putting that in the hollows of my cheeks, around my forehead, my jawline, wherever I would just normally put bronzer. And I'm just dabbing that in there, like I'm just like a dusting of it. I'm really not even using much like I do. Normally I would use probably double this amount just because I love to be bronzed up. But today we're going for a lighter look. And my favorite blush is the Essence number 10. It is so pretty, and it goes with this eye look today. So of course, going to use that. I have used this in the last few videos, so I guess next time I'll try to switch it up. But going in with my Makeup Revolution highlighter, and also not going to be too heavy-handed. I just want to actually look like glowing from within, not like I've put highlighter all over my face, although I love to glow. Today is just not trying to put too much on my face. I'm really trying to see what the foundation looks like by the end of the day, so not going to do too much. Going to go in with this gold shimmery color, and of course on my finger, because it's the best tool ever for this kind of shadow. You guys, it is so buttery, so pigmented, and I did not have fallout. I'm telling you, for $1, you need to run to Walmart and go get this palette. They have two other ones. One was just straight shimmers and glitters, which I don't prefer because I do need a transition shade, and I cannot just use glitter all over my eyes. And the other one is a green, which is pretty. I might go back and get that. But very quickly, just going to do some wing liner. Just felt like this look called for it. So, and that is the Kat Von D tattoo liner, which I do love. I always switch between this one and my NYX matte liquid liner. Either one is so good. So, but there you go. And I don't know if you can see that color, but this is Rose Quartz, and this is a glitter liner from Profusion that I picked up at my local Walmart the same day that I picked up that little eyeshadow palette that is so amazing from Hard Candy. And I am just going over the top of the black liner with this glitter. It literally matches this eye look. It's so beautiful. And I have had some liners that burn your eyes or sting. You guys, this does not do that. It doesn't burn. It doesn't sting. It didn't take forever to dry. It's just beautiful, and it's lasted all day. So, and it's under $4. They have different colors. I did pick this one, and I think there's one like a disco ball. It's like a white with different reflex in it. But the rose quartz, I think by far is my favorite. Just going in with a little bit of lip liner from NYX that is in the shade Violet Smoke. And going in with this L'Oreal like lash primer. I usually don't use these, but since I bought it, I'm going to use it. But usually I don't. I don't need to. I don't even know if it does anything really. But if you're into that, it was pretty good. It was okay, but my lashes are naturally long, so I really couldn't tell the difference. So honestly, I won't be repurchasing, but I do love this mascara. It's the best mascara in the drugstore, in my opinion. It's the L'Oreal. So just putting 2 coats of that on. Now I know I already love this mascara. And then coating the bottom lashes. Just 1 coat. I never coat twice on the bottom lashes. I don't feel the need to. But just putting that on and then going back in with that same Hard Candy palette and the lightest shade and just highlighting my brow bone. Both sides, and then I am going to highlight the inners of my eyes because no makeup look is complete without highlighting the inners of your eyes. It just makes you look so awake and a lot better. Going in with this Maybelline Lifter Gloss. This is in the shade Reef. And this is an exact dupe for the Kylie Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Diva. Like, it's the exact same thing. So, just a little side note there. And it's like half the price. So, going in with the LA Girl Pro Matte Setting Spray. I do like this setting spray. It's just super little, so I don't use it all the time. It has absolutely no scent, which some people would prefer. I don't mind a scent, so either way, but it's a good setting spray. So just going to take that same Shop Miss A sponge and make sure everything is flawless and pat it down. So you guys, this is the finished makeup look. I am going to be checking back within 5 or 6 hours to see how this foundation does wear. Even though it's not new, it is new to me. So see you back in just a few to give you that little update. Okay guys, I'm back with this. Is going to be the first check-in. I'll probably only do one more, but this is in natural lighting. You can see the sun is like all in my face right here. But if I flip my mirror down and look, I don't look greasy at all. So I'm going to check it, and this is like I've had this on for 6 hours. So I'm going to check back in at probably like 10, 12 hours. Just depends how I feel, how long I want to keep this on. But this is how it looks in natural light. So, yep. See you in a bit. Hey guys, this is the last check-in. I have had this foundation on for almost 13 hours now. And actually, as you can see, I'm not oily. This is the only foundation that has kept me this matte for this long. I have not powdered all day. Now if you can see, that doesn't look cakey. It looks like my skin. It hasn't worn off. You guys, I have worn a mask a lot today. Touching my face, it doesn't come off. Like, this stuff is so good. So if you are into matte or you have oily skin, I would say give this a go. It's very good. So